Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto, and here's the longer version of our video. So, you've got Joe Kernen of CNBC actually saying the quiet part out loud. And I've been thinking about this for a long time. Like, everybody's crying about, hey, FDIC should insure for more, blah, blah, blah. The truth is that most Americans, most United States citizens do not have $250,000 in any bank that they have to worry about raising that limit. And Joe Kernen said, the only people that care about raising that limit are the same people in corporations that enjoy the Trump tax cuts. And I sat there and I was like, and when I saw it on television, I was like, wow, he actually said that out loud. And Becky Quick and Andrew Ross Sorkin were both like, like they didn't know what to do with themselves. Like, you're not supposed to say that, Joe. And then Joe tried to cover it up and everything. But that's the truth. The fact is that most Americans do not have $250,000, or I'm sorry, $250,001 to have to worry about that kind of a problem, right? Like, really stop and think about what this banking issue really is and how that affects them. By the time it gets down to the regular U.S. citizen, it's because they're not getting paid their salaries, not because they have that kind of money in the bank. So there's a big difference about how you worry about, a macro event, how you react to a macro event, and how macro events affect you personally. And like I said, most Americans ain't got that kind of loot to be worried about it. So, that's something for us to think about as we move forward, right? I mean, who is the system built for? And then you look at Bitcoin and you look at other altcoins and you look at the crypto industry as a whole and you kind of say, this is why the U.S. government is going after it. And there's more about that later. You have the FOMC having their meeting today, and obviously they'll be looking across everything. And I heard a percentage, and it was like 72% of the companies and people out there think that there's going to be a 25 basis point move, and I'm in that bucket. And the reason why I'm in that bucket is simple. It's very, very simple. The banking industry and their issues, right? The debacle that's going on right now, First Republic, First Republic, I think is going to wind up going away. I think they're either going to get bought or just, become insolvent. I think they're one way or another, they're going to go away. But when I look at all of that, there's a reason why crypto was born. And this is exactly why crypto was born. This is the second time that the U.S. banking industry has basically imploded. And people don't trust it. People haven't trusted banks in a long time. It's just that banks were the only way to do things. Were, past tense. Now, you can force banks to not deal with crypto whatsoever. Okay. Remember when it was created. Just remember when it was created. How it's used. It's going to be hard to get rid of crypto, no matter what country it is. I don't care if you have several countries that band together. It's going to be tough. And it's going to become more and more evident that the only reason why you want to get rid of crypto is because it puts the power in the hands of everyday people. Which brings me to the court case or the filing from Coinbase against the SEC saying, listen, staking is not a security. It is a software service. When I stop and I think about that, I'm kind of like, yeah, they have a case and a strong one. If I want to stake, I have to figure out who I want to stake with, how much I want. There's like a whole bunch of stuff that I've got to contend with before I contemplate staking. It's a big deal. There's a lot of research that goes into that. And there are different software packages that I can use. I can use Polygon's package to go out there and do staking. Polygon's not staking. Polygon's not offering that. Polygon is saying, hey, here are the companies that allow staking. Period. Coinbase is another one. We're not doing anything. It's those companies that are doing something. We're giving you the ability. Think about that. They're giving you the ability. So I think that's going to be something to pay attention to. Something else to pay attention to when it comes to Coinbase is the Supreme Court is listening to its first crypto case, and it's all about Coinbase and 2 class action lawsuits. Coinbase contends that in their user agreement, it says you cannot be a part of a class action lawsuit. So the question is, Does that document supersede any rules, regulations, or laws in the United States? And that is going to be interesting. Like, can you strike that down? Now, in a contract, in most contracts, you can strike a portion of that contract out and the rest remain in place. Well, if they get that stricken, Coinbase could have a problem. Coinbase really could have a problem. So getting this in front of the Supreme Court is a big deal. Now, what Coinbase is trying to do is force the two class actions to actually go to arbitration, which is what's supposed to happen. We'll see what happens from there. We'll see. But I'm going to be paying attention to that in a major fashion, because that's a lot. Now, the next one up is, from my research today, is MATIC. Polygon's price dropped to $1.09 overnight. And this is after they had great news. They got into a deal with Immutable, and Immutable is going to use zkEVM to create an almost gasless Web3 gaming platform. Now, think about this. The speed at which, zkEVM, the scalability of zkEVM, and the idea that, just the fees, it's almost gasless. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, how the heck did that drop? That's amazing. Remember, just a couple of weeks ago, it was at $1.51. And then all of a sudden it's at $1.09. Yeah, I actually got in this morning. I said, skip that. I'm getting in. I'm getting more. I already hold a lot of Polygon, a lot of MATIC. I don't hold any Immutable. And Immutable went down as well. Immutable, I think, went down as much as 12%. But I don't own any Immutable because I just don't. It's nothing against it. I actually like Immutable. I just don't have any. Maybe I should fix that. I don't know. We'll see. But those are the things that are on my mind today. When I take a step back and I look at that bigger picture, I kind of sit back and kind of go, wow, there are a lot of macro events, right? And then there are the strategic moves that are going on right now. So maybe that's why Polygon went down and Immutable went down, is because it's a strategic move that's not happening right now, right? They're making the announcement of how I say things and what I tell you to pay attention to. What they're saying is, here's the first piece of news, right? And saying that Immutable is going to build off of zkEVM is the first piece of news. What's the next piece of news? It's going to be, oh, we did it. So the first announcement is always, hey, we're going to do something. The next one is going to be, hey, we did it. And the next one after that, if you really want to milk it, is going to be, look how good it is. Right? It's all about the hype as you build up. Except that this is something that you can actually see. It's going to be tangible. They're building a gaming platform on zkEVM. So with the speed of that, I'm sitting back and I'm just like, I'm not a gamer, but I play a few games on that just to witness how fast it's going, how cheap it is. That's what I'm paying attention to. Anyway, you know what we should do? We should get into the numbers. So let me refresh that while I flip the screen over. And here you go. So here's Immutable X. Now it's down 13%. Wow. That's nuts. Gala's down 9%. That's another one of my favorites. Who else is down that I pay attention to? Talking about now, I could have sworn I saw some news. I'm not into Render. I have no reason to be, but I think it's Render that's actually thinking about moving over to Solana. And I just sat there and I was like, Solana, really? From a technical perspective, I don't think so. But whatever, that's your bag. 6%. Looper is down 6%. So that's kind of nuts to me. When I look on the other side, you kind of come down. Everything stops right here, right? So who is over there? Nexo is over there, up 7%. There's nobody else on this list that I actually care about. XDC Network, I did some research on them a while back. They're up 21%, so I'd want to pay attention to that. I think they have something to do with like ISO 222 or something like that, or something in the banking industry. But I'm not sure. I'd have to refresh my memory. I don't own any, so I'm not into it. But that's a big move by a a coin or a token that's in the top 100. Anything that happens within the top 100, I kind of, take a peek at. Okay, so that's something that we should kind of take a look at. 66,000, almost 67,000 ETH is burned, and that means that it is still deflationary. I'm paying attention to this number because that is up a little bit, but no big deal. I still think it's going to be deflationary for. I already told you about the FOMC meeting, and that's the biggest deal that's going on this week. Like I said, 72% of the people out there think that it's going to be a 25 basis point move. I do not. It can happen. It can happen. It can absolutely happen. But I do not expect, a zero move. Inflation is still here. It's still a problem. I do not expect a zero move. Maybe next time, but not this time, right? I just don't. Fear and greed index is at 68. Yesterday was at 66. Wow. The confidence that people have right now, amazing. So am I expecting a pop? I have to say I kind of am. And we'll show you the next one, and I'll tell you why. 68 billion. We're still hovering around about the same number right now, in terms of total value locked. Let's see. Bitcoin. Now look at this. Bitcoin is at 28,101 as far as trading view is concerned, right? It's above the 25,210 that I told you about. It's above the number of 2828 that I told you about. Here was a temporary high of 26,538. I'm wondering if we've hit a certain peak and we're going to go sideways for a little while, just constantly playing with that 2828 number. And so far it's looking like that. But I think we can dip down back down to 25,000 with Bitcoin. Momentum doesn't stay. But I think as long as there are banking problems, people are going to continue to want to be educated on crypto. And here's your number one crypto. Let's get to the big picture. Let's see how long it takes today. Come on, let's go. Take a really long time. Now watch. As soon as I refresh, it'll say, "Oh, I was here though." There it is. I don't need this feed. Why is it even here? Oh wow, I guess it's a permanent piece. All right, that's new. Because I normally don't have this open, so it's weird to me that it's open like that because I don't like it. Oh, can I do this? Nah. All right, there's the list. There you go. Go back to the image. Yeah, I can't close that right now. But whatever. You have 27,992. Wow. That's a dip. It was just 2 seconds ago above. Well, actually, that'll show you that two different charts will show you different numbers. There's 2860. And these guys are showing you 27. So there's a difference, because there could be a couple of different exchanges that have Bitcoin at different prices, and you might be able to play the different exchanges. When I first got into crypto, I used to do that a lot. And then, of course, I'm not logged in. Nuts. Log in. All right. Because I like seeing the list. I want to see what's going on from that perspective. And you can see, well, yeah, you're at 2838 for Bitcoin. You can see the percentage up. 68% for Bitcoin. 46.5% for Ethereum, and then I skip down to Polygon and it's 47.86, and it seems to be coming back up. It's it's at $1.12 right now. Like I said, it was down at $1.09 overnight. I mean, I woke up at like 3:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it was at $1.09. So those are things that I'm paying attention to today. I'm definitely going to be paying attention to anything going on in the banking space, because First Republic is having major problems, and that could be the next bank to fall, which means that if it falls, you're going to be looking at a whole bunch of other regional banks, and I'm wondering how many people are buying puts. Just saying. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto. If you have any questions or just like what I'm doing, drop me a note. Say hello. If you have something that you want me to research, or you want to share some research with me, it'd be greatly appreciated, because I love to learn. Have a good one. Bye-bye.